Hello. Welcome back to the True Life Experience. My name is Travis Eaton, and I'm here just doing Travis Eaton things. Tonight, it's a solo episode, and I'm gonna be talking about something that's really near and dear to my heart, something I've been studying for the past couple of years now, and something I've been helping a lot of my clients with. Financial wellness. And bro, I am amped for this. I'm amped to talk about this because it's really something that I'm really passionate about too. Not only am I like passionate about helping people live a more true and authentic life, I'm really passionate about helping people live a really true and authentic life when it comes to their damn money. And money is such a weird thing too. We're never taught how to use money or what it is or even how to make it grow too. We're always taught like, hey, get a 9 to 5 job, get a college degree, and you'll be good. Once you get that 401k, ooh, baby, you're good for retirement. And lo and behold, like those stories that society has told us about money, yeah, a bunch of bullshit, or just a flat out bunch of bullshit. Society has told us a lot of dumbass stories around money, and it's kept a lot of people poor. It's kept a lot of people really beaten down by life because they did what society said to do. They said like, hey, go get a college degree. Hey, go get this 9 to 5, get that 401k. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. The things that society tells us to do with money now. So there's two factors when it comes to money. There's the internal, and then there's the external. Tonight, I'm going to be talking really about some external things, but giving you general principles. Basically, I'm going to give you 6 steps of how to like really help you with your own financial wellness. I'm going to really dive into, what financial wellness is and why it's important. And it's so important. Like if you're one of those people that think money is a bad thing, your relationship with money is going to be a bad thing. We all have a relationship with money. It is a thing. It is a story. It is an energy source, whatever you want to call it. Regardless of what you call it, we have a relationship with it. And it's important to know like what that relationship is and be at the conscious choice of that relationship. Some people hate money and it reflects over in their finances really well. Some people have a really terrible time with money and just spend it on everything. And some people are really hungry for more and more and more and more money. It's like this kind of grip. It's important to know what your relationship is. Once again, very important message here. Talk about financial wellness. If you want to know more about myself and what I do as a coach, you can visit www.truelifecoaching.life, and that's my website right there. But let's dive into tonight's episode. So, what is financial wellness? For me and my clients, financial wellness is 2 variables. Think of wellness like anything else. With financial wellness, you have the health and you have goals. Health means maintenance. You have money coming in and it's a steady stream. You have a decent bank account. You have like maybe some investments, like there's maintenance going on. Similar with your own health too. Like, hey, your body's able to work. Like you're going to the gym, you're getting some maintenance on there. And then you have goals. That's the second variable when it comes to wellness. Goals are like, okay, I have this foundation. How am I going to build upon this? How am I going to make this into something? And it's really important because once again, money is a game. And while money, it's studied that money does not make you happy. I mean, there's a certain limit to, how much money you're making to your happiness. And there's numerous studies around that. But it can either amplify you as a person or it can really bring you down. If you are a fucking stellar at life, stellar human being, and you have no money, you're going to be really worried about not having any money. If you have a business that you're just starting and that you're really passionate about and you don't have any money, you're going to be really worried about money. Like in some way, shape, or form, money is something that really it's on our brains, even the most minor kind of thing. And it's so important to hey, I have this money. It's going to amplify me. It's going to keep me going. It's going to make me, be able to build a business because the best way to build a business is to put money into it. It's going to make me be able to go to different places, meet different people, go to different networking events. It's going to amplify me. But without that money, I wouldn't be able to be amplified, flat out. This is why I'm not a big believer in the whole entrepreneur. Like they should, go straight in entrepreneurship and just go balls to the wall. While there are good things about that, I'm also a strong believer. Like it's also dictated in person and their own, what are the risks? Like jumping in and going balls to the wall with your own entrepreneurship, your own business. Like there's some risk behind that. And like there's definitely some positives that can come from it too. But just knowing like, hey, what is your risk tolerance? I think is a really important thing. And then the 6 steps when it comes about building financial wellness, these are so important, so important. But the first step is awareness. And awareness means basically the internal when it comes to money. What does money mean for you? What is your relationship with money? And then getting down to the hard facts. I feel like there's a lot of people in the personal development field and spiritual field that really only care about the internal when it comes to money. I had one client who was just like, who was broke, and he was like homeless for a long time, and he was like he was big into the law of attraction, and he was like trying to manifest money coming in. Like, bro, it doesn't work like that. Like, you need to actively do something, and he wasn't actively doing something, and it kicked his ass. While I'm a big believer in manifestation, I'm also a big believer like manifestation works like, hey, I'm throwing this ball way the fuck out there, and that ball is not going to come back until I walk towards it. That's what manifestation is me. Like, I have like goals, I have aspirations, and they're not going to happen if I just sit there like flat out. Like, the universe isn't going to see me be able to see me in this big blackness doing my thing and give me the things that I want if I'm just sitting here not making any ripples in the water, basically. So awareness is really important. Don't get me wrong, it shouldn't be the only thing that's important though. Next thing is budget. Now, this is awareness of more dictated towards the external. Budgeting out what you have, write it all on paper, get it on paper. We're talking everything from how much money you spend on groceries, how much money you spend on eating out, how much money you spend on gas, how much money you spend on your car payments, on rent or your mortgage. Every month, put that on paper and how much money you have coming in, how much money you have in investments, your 401k, your IRAs, whatever. How much money do you have? Put it on paper. Get a big, giant picture of where your money is going and continue to do this at least once a year, at least, because things are going to change all the time. It is so important to know, like, hey, where is your money going? Be aware of that, because I know for myself, like, I've had a lot of blind spots too with my money. Like, I thought like, oh, Starbucks, once a week, maybe twice a week, totally fine. But bro, it adds up and it compounds. And it's just like, why the fuck am I buying this Starbucks? Why I can just buy my own coffee maker and just be way cheaper. So awareness and budgeting, they kind of go together. Think of awareness like, hey, you're being more aware of the internal world. Budgeting, you're being more aware of the external. The second, write down your needs. What do you absolutely need in your financial fucking life? Like, what do you need? You're going to need to eat. You're going to need to rent or mortgage. If you have kids, you have like things you need to take care of for your kids financially. There are certain things that we all need in our life. Some of us need medication, be able to afford that. Map that out. Be like, hey, this is what I need, and this is how much money I'm putting towards my needs every month. After that is wants. What do you want financially? Do you want to save up for a new house? Like, let's think of long term and think of short term. If you're really interested in doing more of like understanding your wants and needs, you can click the link below and schedule a free consultation call, because I fucking do this all the time with my clients. Long-term planning, short-term planning. Your short-term goals need to lead up to your long-term goals. Your long-term goals, they should be big, broad, and just out there. One of my long-term goals, hey, I want to be financially independent. Now, that means a lot of different things, but the small kind of steps I'm taking there is like, hey, this year I'm going to save 10K, or this year I'm going to do this year I'm going to do that. Because if we're only focusing on the short-term goals in terms of your finances and saving, it's going to bite you in the ass, because you have no why. You don't know why you're doing this. You don't know why you're investing. You don't know why you're saving. Like, you don't need, you should have a decent amount saved, a small amount, but once you reach a certain amount, you don't need to continue to save, or you don't need to continue to invest. Like, just invest for your 401k, invest for your employer. Like, you don't need to continue to do these things, but we need long-term kind of like things, like broad goals of like, hey, why are we doing this? I know, for one, I invest in things that I believe in, for one, and that can be risky, but they offer me a lot of growth in the future, because, hey, I'm young. It's okay if I'm like investing in riskier things, riskier stocks, riskier crypto, because I'm still young. Like, I got plenty of room to make mistakes. Maybe if you're a little bit older, you don't have that much room because you're reaching that kind of retirement age, or hopefully reach out to retirement age where it's say, hey, you can't be taking on that much financial risk. Major things there to map out what do you want financially. What are your goals of like financial independence? What are your goals like financial abundance? What does those two terms mean for you? What does financial security mean for you? Really mapping out your wants. Next is knowledge. I love this because when it comes to the world of finances and investing and saving, bro, there's so much knowledge out there. Holy shit. You can experience a paralysis by analysis sometimes when it comes to how much you can learn from growing your money, from investing, from being a saver, from just doing this stuff, doing this type of work. And I'll be honest, like there's a lot of things I'm still learning today, like flat out. And I'm going to be learning because it's just an ever evolving field. So knowledge is a really important thing. Knowledge, it's all at our fingertips. A lot of people, they get really kind of iffy about knowledge. Like, I don't know what this is. I don't know what that is. Bro, you can literally Google anything right now. Google what a Roth IRA is. Google what a SEP is. Google what a fucking Bitcoin is. You can Google that. And then if you want to do more research, bro, I learned so much from books. I learned so much from YouTube channels. Like I made a guide about this too, the Coach Yourself guide, which I also put down in the description. Big resources on how to enhance your life financially, ranging from books to YouTube channels, like so fucking much. And then once you get that knowledge, it's really important to plan. Really important to plan. You know what your wants are. You know what your wants are. Let's put down a plan, an actual plan that you can take monthly to get to your goals, to get to your wants, to get to that house you want to save. Let's make an actual plan where you can do monthly to make this all happen. And maybe too, like there's going to be like some things you have to take up an extra job, do some door dashing on the side, maybe start like a little like blog business or something on the side, do some freelancing to get more money coming in. Because I mean, we were talking about financial wellness. If you don't have any money coming in, like it's going to suck. Like you're not going to be able to reach your goals as much as you want to cut down your budget, as much as you can cut down your budget. I mean, some of the best ways to enhance your financial wellness is making more money and saving that money. Major thing though is like so many people, they think that making more money is going to get you rich. No, there's so many rich people that are actually in debt like right now. There's so many rich people that actually have a really bad fucking relationship with money, and you take away that income, it's like pulling the rug underneath them, they fall on their ass. Basically, it's really important to live below your means and save and save. Live below your means, save and invest. Now, you don't need to be crazy if it, you don't need to be a fucking minimalist where you're just like using the same tinfoil over and over and over again, but have times in your life. I do this for myself where it's just like, hey, I have this financial goal this year of reaching like $6,000, like saving $6,000. I like to schedule out throughout the year, like, hey, from January to fucking June, it's like I'm snorting cocaine when it comes to saving, and I'm going fucking hard. Like I'm kind of being like a little bit of a minimalist because for one, it's fucking cold outside. I don't want to do shit. My girlfriend damn well doesn't want to do shit, so I'm not gonna be doing shit. I'm going to be having my nose to the grindstone. I'll be working and saving money. And then bam, once the summer hits, I've made that financial goal happen. I'm fucking good, homie. Like, I'm fucking G. And whatever that financial goal is, like, that's, dictate on you. I feel like I've consistently, it's always been for myself is to save $6,000. Of course, that's been a little bit higher number. Of course, that savings could look like investing too. But for me, like, it's always just like having that type of plan and understanding like, okay, maybe I'm going to cancel HBO Max for like 6 months because I don't watch fucking HBO Max anymore. Maybe I'm just going to get Netflix for my mom or something like that. It's all good. And just planning that out. Then, of course, executing and adapting over time. Like when it comes to this type of work, when it comes to enhancing your financial wellness, it's really about just executing every month, every day, taking the time to be like, hey, I actually don't need to spend my money on Starbucks right now. I don't want to spend my energy on that. That's totally fine. Being conscious with how you use your money. So many people aren't conscious. We live in a society where it's just like you can throw fucking money everywhere and you can take on debt as much as you want. Fuck, go bankrupt. Like, it's all good. Do you? And it bites you in the ass. I know for myself, like, dude, I want to have a family. Like, I don't want my kids to, be financially insecure about like themselves growing up. Like, I want to teach my kids good finances. I want to have them in a space where they can be kids, where their family doesn't have to worry about money. Like, we're fucking G, homie. So that's why I'm big into financial wellness. And that's what I'm big into for my clients too, and myself. It helps you live a better life. When you're financially literate and you know how money works and you know how to make more, how your money can make you more money by investing, by saving, by fucking just growing, you become really fucking powerful. You really do. It doesn't happen overnight. Like, no one becomes rich just overnight. I mean, unless you win the lottery or fucking make it big and some crypto Dogecoin just jumps to like fucking $1 or something. Like, no, and it rarely happens like that. Growing wealth comes over time. It comes through compounding. Same thing with everything else. Growing your skills comes from over time, comes from compounding. There's always that one or two things where it's just like, oh, you pick it up, it's totally fucking good. But wealth is different. Wealth is different. People think wealth happens overnight. It doesn't. It comes from executing, and it comes from adapting over time. We live in a world that's always adapting, always. I like to keep my ear to the stone when it comes to anything finance, just so it'd be like, oh, kind of, should I adapt my plan like this? 9 times out of 10, I don't. I dollar cost average and invest and do numerous things. But I'm just like, no, I'm not going to do that. But that's the 6 steps to like financial wellness that I use for my clients and myself. Recap on that: you got awareness, you got budgeting, you got needs, you got your wants, you got knowledge, you got execution, and adapting over time. Bro, these steps have helped me so much. I hope to help you too. And I'm going to be talking about financial wellness, trust me, a lot more. And none of this is financial like advice too. This is just education and some of the things that work for me. But I really do believe that having like financial stability and having financial independence, having financial literacy, bro, it can help you live a true and just better life, a life of freedom. One where you don't have to work that fucking shitty job to get a paycheck. One where you can choose properly, like, hey, how do I want to spend my time? Do I want to spend with my family, or do I want to spend doing this, or do I want to spend doing that? Like, it's all good. I think that's some of that money can really give you. And I think that's a wonderful thing too. So regardless, I hope everyone has a good night and a good day, depending on when you're listening to this. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.